Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth session on the Devouring Dark campaign. We have a few changes. We have a few new people joining. One of them isn't here yet. He said he was going to be late, so he'll hopefully be joining us later on. If not, I do have a contingency plan for that. The one who's here is Chris. And the one who is going to join us later is named Josh. And let me see here if I have anything else to bring up before we start. Doesn't really look like it. So I will turn it over to our lore master. He can give us a little bit of a recap of our last session, which was a month ago, so that's quite a while ago, so go ahead.
Last we saw the party, they were headed south from the campsite of the ruins when to go and confront the wall. Last thing we saw was that the party found some wolves fighting a bunch of, I believe they were giant wasps. They defeated the wasps and tried to befriend the wolves, but the wolves were just hungry, so they went on their way to eat the wasps. And then the very last thing that we saw were giant bats were descending upon the wolves. And we get to now.
Yep, so that was the last half of the previous episode, so that's pretty good. The beginning half you had dreams and stuff like that, but that is not important to the situation at hand. I will say that much. So as you guys were attempting to walk away from the wolves, Paul's character, I forget his name.
Mossbeard.
Mossbeard, that's it. Thank you. Mossbeard, he sort of taps or sort of tries to get your attention, and he points back to the way that the wolves are, and he says something about the descending creatures, which when you look at where he was pointing out, you see creatures that are completely hairless, but they're like leathery, and they have bat-like wings, and they have a long mouth where their mouth would be. It's sort of like a long piece of skin sticking out, and they have multiple legs, and they are swooping down from the trees nearby and attempting to grab onto the wolves and pick them up and sort of bite them with their long noses. And if you wish to do anything, you can.
Yeah, we were going back, right?
Yeah, we'll run back.
Alrighty. So I still need an initiative roll from
Indaro.
Yeah, Indaro. Sorry, it's been a while.
That's a 12.
Alrighty. So let me see here. Just to double check. Alright, so they get to bite at the wolves first because it's a sort of a surprise round. Just gonna check. There we go. They get the first one hits. Second one misses. And the third one hits. So 3 are currently swooping down. And Mossbeard points up in the trees and says, "There's more, but they're staying in the trees." And if you look up in the trees, there's like 5 or 6 more that are just huddled in the trees trying to look like they're not there, but you can see them because Mossbeard got a natural 20 last time, so he noticed them as well. Okay. So the wolves look like they're not doing too good. They were already pretty damaged before. So now it is first person's turn. Sorry. So Ben's character gets to go first.
Yeah, how far away were they?
They're about 40, 50 feet away, I would say.
40, 50.
Yeah, between 40 and 50 feet, yeah.
Can I use my bonus action to dash?
You can.
And I'll hit one of them.
Alright. Roll to hit.
23.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's... that's 9 damage.
This one you just impale it through with your weapon and it's down.
And then that's my turn.
Alrighty. Then it's Michael's character, Jaden.
Okay, I'm gonna try and run back to the wolves. Are any of the creatures trying to pick up the wolves, or are they
Yeah,
succeeding at all?
they're attempting to, but they aren't strong enough.
Okay, so at that range, I can probably just dash towards them and try and maybe, just kind of push them away with my shield.
Okay, I'll allow that. They will do a DC saving throw. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but... Alright, they succeed, and you attempt to try to push it off, and it just sort of hits back and sort of hisses at you with its long nose-like mouth. But it's still trying. It's not being very successful anyway, so...
Okay, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Then it's... Oh, whoops, I forgot. Indaro. Indaro was 12, so he was supposed to go before you, but... Oh well. He can go now.
That's fine. I haven't killed any of these creatures, right? Not yet?
You've killed one.
Okay. So that means there are 2 up that are engaged?
There are 2 that are currently grabbing onto the wolves.
Okay, then I will shoot those 2, I guess, for the closer one. Does a 14 hit?
Yep.
Okay. Then, so I'm hitting that one with 2 of my Scorching Rays, and that'll be 16 damage. And then for the other one...
Well, the first one kills it, so...
Okay, well, I aimed them both at it simultaneous, so I wasted 1, but oh well.
Alright. So that one's immolated.
Awesome. So 23 hits the other one, I assume?
Yeah.
And that one is taking 11 fire damage.
Alrighty. That one is immolated as well.
Excellent.
So, now it is the ones in the trees' turn. They are not too happy, and they are going to try and swoop down. There's 6 of them, so 3 of them are going to go for the wolves. Miss, miss. hit. So one of the winter wolves it's laying on the ground and it is currently not doing anything. It's not dead, it's still alive, but it's whimpering and it's pretty weak. And the other three, one's going to go after Indaro, misses. One's going to go after Howler, that misses. And one is going to go after Jaden. It got a crit.
Wow.
So it is going to damage. It's going to use its proboscis-like mouth to stab into you.
Okay.
And it is going to do. It does. Oops. Something screwed up. Just a second. There we go. 4 damage.
Oh no.
And it's currently attached to you. So its mouth is currently piercing into your shoulder, and it's drinking blood from you, it looks like.
Okay.
Alrighty. So that is their turn. The wolves' turn. One of the winter wolves is currently down, and it's just sort of whimpering. It's sort of helpless at the moment. The other two, they are currently freaked out by what's happening, and they are panicking. So they are going to attempt to move back at least. They are disengaging as their action, so they don't have to worry about getting hit. So they are currently like 20 or 30 feet in the other direction, trying to get away from these new foes. But one of them is currently on the ground, and it has a proboscis stuck in it. So it's being drained of its life force at the moment. So now we're back at the top of the initiative order. Ben's character Howler gets to go first.
Yeah, the one that just attacked. I'm gonna hit it.
So the one in front of you, or the one that attacked you, or the one that attacked the wolf? Because they're both pretty close to you.
Well, could I use my offhand on the other one?
You can. So roll to hit the first one.
That's 22.
That hits. Roll damage.
4 damage.
That kills it. So you stab right through it, and it just falls down limp.
And then on the dagger, it's 12 to hit.
That misses, unfortunately. So the one on the wolf is still biting. So that's your turn. I
Yeah.
assume that's his turn. Yeah, that's his turn. So then it's Indaro's turn.
I will cast Magic Missile and send 2 at the one on the wolf. Or no, so I'm sorry. Not the one. The one on Jaden.
All right. Go ahead.
So that is 7 damage to that one.
Okay, that one is dead.
Great. And then 3 more to the one that attacks me.
All right. How much damage is that?
3 damage. 1 more missile.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant 3 missiles. Okay, so.
No. Don't have spell slots that good yet.
Okay, so yep, that one's dead too. They only have 2 HP. So
oh, well,
they're not too powerful. So those two are dead. And the one that was on Jaden is sort of still stuck in you. So you still have the proboscis stuck in your shoulder, but it's just limply hanging off of you. So that's that, and then it's Jaden's turn.
Okay. I'm going to ignore the thing sticking in me right now.
Okay.
I'm going to run over to the wolf that's down and try and get the thing off of it
Alrighty, go ahead.
with an attack. That
Sure.
is crit 25 damage.
Alright, roll damage.
Yeah, that's 13.
Alrighty. So you just walk up and you just sort of bat it with the side of your sword, and it just sort of flies off and disconnects. So the wolf is currently, it's not looking too good, but it's still alive.
Okay. And then wait, that one on the wolf is still alive, right?
The one on the wolf is
No,
dead.
it's dead. Okay. And then I'll try and detach the thing
Alright.
if I can as a bonus
Alright,
action.
go ahead. You can do that, and it's sort of like it's got stuck in your muscles and sinew and stuff, and it's sort of hard to pull out and kind of painful, but you just go pull through it, and it just comes out easily.
Okay. That ends my turn.
Alrighty. So there's none left, I think. No, there's two left. There's two left. So they are going to, well, chased after the wolf and missed. This one chased after the wolf and hit, and the wolf is currently, another wolf is currently laying on the ground, being sucked of its life juices. And the only other wolf that is currently standing is going to attempt to bite at it. And it misses, unfortunately. So it is currently baring its teeth and is scared, but the other two are currently whimpering and on the ground. Alright. So then it's back to the top of the initiative order. So then it's Howler's turn.
So I'll go over to the two that's at the wolf, and I'll
Alright.
hit it. That's a 16 hit.
Yep.
That's 5 damage.
Good enough. It's dead.
And then 18 on the dagger.
Alright, so that's on the second one. Go ahead and roll damage.
7 damage.
And that one is dead as well. So now we are out of combat, and you have a bunch of dead bat-like creatures. And the two wolves that are injured are just they seem, if you look at them, they seem like they aren't bleeding out or anything like that. They're just very injured and very tired, and they don't know. They let you approach them. The two winter wolves are the ones that are down. The regular one was fine, and the regular one seemed fine with you. So the two winter wolves are currently injured, and they are stable. So if you wish to do anything for them, you can.
I'll look up in the trees. Is there anything left?
There is none of those things left.
Yeah.
And while you're looking around, I'm going to get you in particular to make a perception check.
9.
Alright, even with a 9, you notice that Mossbeard is nowhere to be seen.
Did anyone see where Mossbeard went?
Nope.
No, but can one of us track him?
You can attempt to with a survival roll, see if you can find some tracks or something like that.
Sure. Is it survival?
Yeah, survival.
7.
Okay. Well, even with that really low roll, you can see that there seems to be signs of a struggle, but you're not sure in which direction whatever happened, like where Mossbeard went. You see that something happened, maybe he was grabbed or taken by something, you're not sure. You didn't notice it while you were in the middle of the fight.
Seems like the struggle happened here, but I'm not sure what or who or how something could be so fast.
Well, let's go look for him then.
Alright, if you're going to try, you can make another survival roll if you're someone who hasn't rolled already. See if you can get a direction.
Well, I have a 1 in survival, so maybe you want to do it in Dao.
Oh, I only have a 2, but I got a modified 20.
Great. So you notice that it seems like they headed off to the east or to the left from where you were currently looking. And it seems like he was struggling trying to get out of whatever person's grasp, so you can see like really varied footprint placements, and they seem to be, it seems like he stopped struggling for some reason, and then you can see like the foot drag marks, and you can follow them if you wish.
I'll stealth.
Alrighty, so you're just going to leave the wolves as they are?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. They seem to be resting, and maybe after a little rest they'll be fine and be able to eat those things. So you gave them a pretty big dinner platter there, so hopefully they'll be fine.
That's a
So
16
now,
for stealth.
alrighty, if anybody else wants to be stealthy at this moment, they can roll stealth.
Before we leave, I'm going to grab one of the, probably not the one that grabbed me, but one of the bat creatures and strap it up onto my stuff for food
Alright,
for later consumption.
alrighty, that's fine. You can easily take one of them. The wolves aren't in any position to fight you, so they're not territorial about it.
I'll roll stealth,
Yeah, you can roll stealth if you wish.
and that is a 19.
Alrighty.
I got a 1.
Alright, well, combined, you're being pretty stealthy. I do group stealth, so you can sort of hush him. He's not being too stealthy, so you're just sort of like pointing out ways that he can be a little bit more stealthy. And he follows. And so as you're walking through the woods, you continue to follow these drag marks, and apparently they hit back onto the path that you were on before, and they continue towards the wall. So you're continuing, and you get pretty close to the wall before you see, and since you're being pretty stealthy, you're a little bit off the path. You had the frame of mind to stay off the path in case they could see you. And you're hiding in a bush currently, and you see 2 figures completely covered in black, and they are currently they're standing over Mossbeard, and he is currently just he's not moving, he's just sort of laying on the ground. And also see small pink creature standing next to both of these figures in black. So the small pink creatures, they're sort of like football sized with little paw-like feet. And they are standing next to the two figures. One is standing next to one figure, one is standing next to the other figure.
Can we
And
try identifying them?
you can attempt to identify them if you wish.
What should I roll for that?
I'll say nature.
Nature?
Yeah.
9.
Alright, so you're not too sure what they are. They could be small animals that live nearby, you're not too sure. And the two figures seem to be just looking at each other blankly. You're not sure why they're doing that. And if you wish to wait a few seconds, which I assume you would.
I would probably leave the group or go around in case we attack them, so we're not all in the same spot.
All right, fair enough. You can move to the other side of the path easily. They don't seem to be looking in your direction. You don't know what they're doing. And the little pink creatures, you hear a sort of like noise coming from them, and they proceed to run down the path, and the little pink creatures are now gone. And now all you're left with is the two men currently just standing looking at each other, the two figures, I should say, and Mossbeard just laying on the ground, incapacitated, it looks like.
Let's see, so who am I with?
You are with Indaro in a bush, and Howler is on the other side of the path in a bush.
Daro, if you can get their attention, then I can sneak around and try and pick up Mossbeard.
I could also ready action with my crossbow to shoot them. I have the advantage and crit if they haven't taken a turn yet.
That's true.
So I'll just ready a action to shoot them if anything happens.
Okay, that's a great course of action.
Then I will move a little ways away from Jaden so that he has, won't be noticed. And I guess I will try to set one of their faces on fire.
All right, fair enough.
Can't possibly go badly.
You can attempt to cast stealthily, but depending on the spell, it might be quite hard to do that.
I was going for Firebolt, so...
Alrighty, you can attempt to cast stealthily if you want, but if you just want to reveal yourself and cast, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I'm being a distraction, so that's fine. Does a 20 hit their armor class?
That definitely hits.
Okay, then whichever one was closer to me, I guess, is taking 9 fire damage.
Ooh. Alrighty. Just a second. Whoops. That is not what I wanted. Okay.
And then I'm ducking behind a tree for the record.
Alrighty. So you sort of reveal yourself for a second, and one of the figures sort of looks up and sees you, and you cast Firebolt at the one that's closest to you, which isn't looking at you. So you hit him in the back of the head, and you dash behind a tree, obviously, so that way they see you. And they are currently both turning towards you and going to attack you.
I'm also gonna shoot before they do anything, because I already
Alrighty.
entered an action. I'll get advantage on that, right?
Yep.
Because I rolled a 2 and then a 20.
Alrighty. So that's good. Is it a modified 20 or?
No, a natural.
Oh, okay.
So
So you get a critical hit. So
and that double sneak attack too, right?
Yeah, it doubles all dice used. So sneak attack uses dice.
So that's So that's 11 times 2, so 22 damage.
Yep, that one that Indaro hit it wasn't paying attention to where Indaro was, but it got hit in the head, and now it is currently laying on the ground, and the black stuff is fizzling out of it, like normal.
And my bonus action to hide again. Probably move somewhere else.
All right, roll another stealth check.
10.
Alrighty. Does Jaden do anything in this moment?
Yeah, as soon as I see that the other person is going to go attack the others, I'm going to go rush in and try and get Mossbeard into the bushes or whatever's kind of close by and unseen.
Alrighty. So you dash forward. The one guy that is still up, he's kind of tall. He's let me just double check here. He is doesn't say. Okay. He's humans in appearance almost. The other one was a bit different looking. This guy he seems pretty angry, and as soon as he sees you, he is going to not do anything. Actually, he doesn't have the ability to do that. So he's looking at you very angrily, and he doesn't have. He's within melee of Mossbeard. So if you're going to attempt to move him, you might want to provoke an attack of opportunity or something. You can strategically figure that out yourself.
Yeah, I'll go in and yeah, I'll just try and pick him up and try and deflect anything with my armor.
Alrighty, so you're sort of putting yourself in front of him.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you pick him up off the ground, and the angry figure is not too happy, and he is going to attempt to attack. Let's see, he has a long sword. 1d8 plus 3. Let's see here. Plus 3. Alright. He does 7 damage to you with a long sword that he draws from his side. And he is now you can continue to move. So
Okay. Try and get back. Let my companions take care of him.
alright, so you're going to just run away,
Yeah,
basically?
with
Okay, so
Mossbeard.
you get about 20 feet away down the other direction of the path.
Okay.
Alrighty. So now it's the figure's turn. He is not very happy at all. Let's see, he is going to roll a perception first. He notices one of you, which is Howler, but he doesn't notice. He doesn't seem to be paying attention to where the fire came from at the moment. So he's going to try to hit Howler with. He's going to draw a longbow, and he's going to aim at Howler. Same damage, but it's distance damage. So does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so he is going to roll. He does 4 damage to you with an arrow. And he doesn't get to do anything else with his attacks, I don't think. So he is going to attempt to chase down, he's going to follow Jaden at the moment. So he's standing, he's sort of getting in front of you now, blocking your escape. And that's his turn. So then it was Indaro. You get to go again.
Well, if he's near me, I'll throw more fire at him.
Go ahead.
Does a 15 hit his armor class?
Yes, it does.
That is 4 more fire damage.
All right. 4 fire damage. All right. Then it was Howler. He gets to go next.
So how far away are they from me?
So
Did I
there's
get
only
them?
one left standing at the moment, and he is currently about 30 or 40 feet away between that.
Then
So
I'll use
roughly
my
35.
I'll use my bonus action to dash, and I'll hit him with my sword or rapier.
All right. Go ahead.
Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit. He turns and deflects your blow with his sword.
Yeah,
So
that's my turn.
Alrighty. And then it's Jaden. You are currently carrying Mossbeard, so it might be hard to attack if you're going to try.
I'll try and as gently as possible while quickly doing it. I'll set him down and bring out my sword and shield.
So he
try and
sort of
confront
hits the
him.
ground with a little bit of a clunk, but you don't think you did any damage.
Then I'll try and swing at the cloaked figure, the dark figure.
Alright. Roll to hit.
9. Of course.
Yeah, he seems pretty adept at deflecting blows, and he deflects your blow as well. So he's just sort of got his sword out, ting, ting, sort of thing.
And then that ends my turn.
Alrighty. Now he is going to. He's going to attempt. He's not too sure what to do, but he is going to. He puts away his longbow and he draws his. He has a short sword as well as a long sword, and he is going to multi-attack. He's going to do one swing at Howler and one swing at Jing. So, okay. Howler, you're going to get the long sword, unfortunately. Oh, he missed. So you managed to dodge out of the way of his sword. And the short sword's going for Jaden. And does a 11 hit?
No.
Alright, so you managed to get your shield up. I think you have a shield.
Yeah.
And you managed to get your shield up and hit his sword. And that's it for him. And he still, during his turn, he is going to, one of the, those half moon shapes that I described in your dreams earlier in the last one? Well, he gets one of those half moon shaped smiles on his face, and this steam is coming out of his mouth, and he says, "Why do you resist?" That's his turn. And now it's back to Indaro.
Well, given that I find those particular images extremely unsettling, I'm assuming a mod 20 hits him again.
Yep, that definitely does.
6 more fire damage to his face.
Alright.
That smile stop, please.
He gets hit, and the smoke from his mouth infuses with the fire and it lights up on fire. So it does. Seems like it was particularly effective, hitting him in the face while he was smiling like that. All right. So now it is Howler's turn.
I'll just attack him twice with my rapier
Sure
and
thing.
my dagger.
Sure thing.
First is a 22.
All right, that hits for sure.
6 damage.
All right. Yep. Swing again.
Oh, does he get sneak attack because he's within 5 feet of Jaden?
Actually, yes, that's true.
That's another 9 damage then.
Oh, so as soon as you hit him with that swing, he's being harried on both sides, and you know how to manipulate the situation, and you get a particularly good blow in. What kind of blow do you get? Describe how you get him?
I just stab him in the side while he's fighting Jaden after he takes his swing.
Alrighty. So you definitely get around his long sword hand and just get him in the side of the gut, and he just goes and he falls over, and the black smoke stuff starts rising from him, and you are currently out of combat. So now, if you look at the first one that you knocked down, this guy looks particularly strange. He is he looks like the size and shape of a hobgoblin, but he like and physique and stuff. But his skin is green, whereas most hobgoblins are red. So you see that, and he has a spear on his back, and he has a satchel on his side. And the other guy, if you wait long enough, you see a human with a, just let me, I didn't get his description as well, but he has like a cloak, and he seems to be wearing a black cloak. You're not sure why, and he appears human, but he's currently not moving. The hobgoblin-looking person is stirring to life. So, Chris, you can take up your character now. Your last memory was the one that I sent you, and you are now waking up on the ground in the middle of a path in the middle of a rainforest. And there are people standing around you, looking at you, sort of wary of you, seeing if you're going to attack them.
Can I help you with something? Why are you staring at me?
You were just attacking us. What? Who are you?
I wasn't attacking you. I just was taking a nap. Last thing I remember was running into this wall of black goopiness to save everybody. And then you guys were beating on me and staring at me.
You came from behind the wall.
Y'all was in that thing? You must have saved me.
And just so you know, Chris, you do know that creatures get covered in the black stuff and you can save them, because you did manage to save a few creatures before you got swallowed.
You must have saved me. I must have gotten swallowed by this black goop. You must have destroyed the blackness in my heart.
So you remember anything from being in the wall?
No, I don't remember anything. Last thing I remember was trying to save people from an encroaching wall, which doesn't look like anything like. Don't look around here. I think it was like a barren wasteland where I was at.
Can
So
I
it's
do
a
an
little
insight check?
greener.
You can definitely insight check him if you wish.
A natural 20.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get from him. He's being completely honest, and he doesn't seem to have any reason to lie to you at this point.
Yeah.
It is a barren wasteland,
So-
and yeah, I tried to help people.
So, well, I think you knocked out our friend over there, and I pointed the dwarf. So, you wouldn't mind carrying him back then?
That guy over there, he's kind of heavy. I don't think I can carry him.
You just did.
It's true.
Well, maybe Goop imparts super strength. So I will try to carry him. Where do you want me to carry this body? You guys like trying to hide it or what? What kind of guys are you guys now? You're worrying me here.
He's our friend.
Oh. Is he hurt?
You can attempt to look him over. You guys haven't looked him over yet.
Yeah, I'll look him over. Make sure he's not hurt.
Alrighty, do a medicine check.
Okay. That is a modified 20.
Alrighty. From you have experience with like using medical kits and things like that, so you're pretty apt at discovering what's wrong with people. And when you're looking at him, he just looks like he inhaled like you know of like procedures like surgeries and stuff. They give you like this little thing they put under your nose to knock you out. Looks something like that happened to him.
Okay. I think he's fine. How are you faring? And I look at the new character.
What, you want me to carry him?
I can probably carry him, but how are you doing? Are you hurt?
Oh, I don't know. How am I doing? I'll check myself over.
You notice that you have no
Do I have any holes in me?
you have no injuries, even though you were shot in the head with an arrow. The arrow was just laying next to you when you woke up.
I will take that back.
I feel fine. Anything wrong with me? There's no holes. Other than the ones that are supposed to be here.
We haven't seen any people that have come from behind the wall and survived. But then again, we haven't seen any other people other than you come from behind the wall. This is good news, actually.
We should probably take them back to the temple, because 2 of them's knocked out.
I think it's fantastic news. I'm alive. It's fantastic news.
Where's the other character? Who or what was that thing?
The other man, he is currently just laying on the ground. He is not moving.
I'm gonna go over to him and make sure he's okay.
Sure thing. Another medicine check.
It's 15.
All right. You see that he is alive and breathing. He just seems like he isn't awake. You're not sure why.
Okay. We might have to carry this one back too. Would I estimate that this person is heavier or lighter than Mossbeard?
Well, he's human, and let me see. I don't think he's too heavy. He's an average human weight, so if you can lift an average human, you would be able to lift him. And he's not. He's wearing studded leather, so you get the idea of how much weight that would weigh as well. So
Okay. I'll try and at least drag him, see if I can.
yeah, you can, but you could only carry one. You can't carry both of them at the same time.
Dang it. Okay. Someone else has to get Mossbeard. I'll carry this one. It should be lighter.
I can
Yeah,
try
Mossbeard
now.
has Mossbeard has regular all leather armor, so he's a little bit lighter, I would assume. Plus, he's dwarf. So.
Mossbeard's a dwarf. Oh, they're heavy. At least that's what I've been heard. I knew this dwarf woman once. She looked really heavy.
This guy is a little bit smaller than the woman you're thinking of.
I think you can carry him. I'm too small, and the other guy, he's a wizard, so they don't carry people.
All
Someone
right.
should be
Well,
able to help you.
I should be able to carry him if he's just an average size dwarf.
He's not the size of the woman that you were familiar with.
All right. Well, I will pick him up, and I will try to pretend like he's light as a feather to see if at least I look like I can pick him up.
Yeah, you can pick him up, but it is a little bit heavy for your hobgoblin stature. But you, of course, hobgoblins aren't very. They don't show their emotions very often, so you're just acting like he's nothing.
Weren't there like some small pink creatures around?
Are you looking for the creatures that were there before?
Yeah.
They ran down the path, and you currently cannot see them anymore.
I'll ask if anyone knows what it was.
You can describe it to them, and they can roll on it if they wish.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alrighty. Nature rolls for anybody who wants to help him identify the creature.
I got a 19.
Got a 5.
Does our new hobgoblin friend wish to roll, or is he just going to?
I had 24.
Oh, so you know what things are. Your master, he frequently
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. He frequently would procure these things for his experiments, and they are called intellect devourers.
Oh, these are intellect devourers. They eat brains. At least that's what I assume from intellect and devouring.
Yep. So those, you now know that those pink things are following people who are covered in the shadow. You're not sure why.
Maybe because they suck their brains out so they can put black goop on them.
All you have is speculation. Nothing about those creatures inherently tells you that they should be working for these things. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything else though, guys.
So you guys want to go
But they're
check
cute,
in?
aren't they? They're pretty cute, aren't they?
No, I don't think so.
You have an
Oh, come on, they're little.
definition of the
They're
word.
like bunnies.
But I was gonna ask, are we gonna check in the wolves or just go straight to the temple?
Hmm.
You can do that if you wish.
So, what is your name?
Oh, I call myself Fizzle Boom.
Fizzleboom?
I don't have a
Um,
name that I remember.
Yeah.
But I like that name, so I call myself Fizzle Boom.
Nice to meet you, Fizzle. We have a camp about, I don't know, about 8 miles north from here, where lots of people have been gathering for refuge.
Sounds like a long hike.
Yeah,
Who knows how
well,
to teleport? That's how my master traveled all the time. I don't do much walking.
who was your master?
Bastard. He's dead now.
Hmm.
His name was Irving or something like that.
Not heard of him.
He's always enslaving people. Not a nice guy.
I'm sorry.
This man that he is speaking of is actually a prominent figure if you wish to roll history on him.
History.
Anybody else rolling history?
Nope.
Nope.
Don't
All
find
right.
my character.
Well, the only thing that you get with that is that you've heard of him in the news attacking people unprovoked, and that's about all that you've heard. He is an elf, and he has long blonde hair, because there's been wanted posters out for him. But other than that, you don't really know anything.
Yeah.
So that's all you know about him.
Well, let's head back then to the wolves or the temple. Wolves are on the way, so
So you guys can do as you wish.
I say we just head back to the temple. It's a long trek to carry all these bodies.
Alrighty. We all on the same page here?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
So you guys head back to the temple area. As you're going back...
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's okay. As you're heading back, you can have a little bit more talk with your new friend Fizzle, if you wish, but we can just move on if you don't wish to ask him any more questions.
My name is Jaden, in case you wanted to know.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
My name is Jaden.
Oh, Jaden.
It's
Does
nice
he look
to meet
like?
you.
What kind of creature does he
Oh,
look like? Do you look like? I don't know if
yeah, I'm just a normal human. Perhaps a little bit big for humans, but that's
I look at him
working in the
warily
fields.
because all contact with humans have been evil contact.
Well, I wish you
alright.
wish you the best in the camp.
yeah, hello. I'm Garrett, but you can just call me Howler.
Howler. All right.
He's a halfling,
Indaro.
and Indaro is a human.
Yeah, another human. So who's the slave master here?
None of us are slave masters. We don't
Oh,
have
you guys don't have a
slaves.
master?
Indaro seems to
Kind
lead us
of,
sometimes, but
but not like you have been.
we are free men, and
Oh.
I hope that you are too.
I like free. I like being free. I've known everybody that I've known has always had a.
It's not the way that works out here. Everyone is free to do their own thing, but there are consequences if you try to hurt anybody.
Oh yes, I don't like people hurting people.
Good.
It's not nice. All right, I guess I'll follow you guys to your camp while I carry this really heavy dwarf. Oh my gosh, he's so heavy.
Alrighty. Any other interactions or questions? We can just move on if you wish.
So why do you call yourself Fizzleboom?
Because sometimes things fizzle and sometimes they go boom.
Technically, that's true. All right.
I like things that go boom, but sometimes they fizzle. I reach in my bag and pull out a bomb and light it. And then throw it
Could
in a random direction.
Okay. You can do that. It
Boom!
blows up, there's nothing nearby.
I like things that go boom.
Should we bring this person back to camp?
I'm not going to hurt nobody.
Okay. Just be careful inside the camp. There are some people that do not wish for things to go boom. Not inside the camp, no. Outside, I think you're okay.
Of course not. Okay.
Continue on.
Alrighty, we can fast forward at this point. And when you get to the camp, a few things happen. There is one of the Leemen is there, and he is standing at the front of the path where you went down, and he seems to be waiting and expecting you guys to approach him. And
Lehman. What were those again?
they were the ones that looked like lemurs and different ape-type people.
Oh, those. Yeah, okay.
Alright, so one of them is standing there waiting for you, and there is a man with purple clothing. He looks really royal and flamboyant, you might say. And he has a really tall hat that's purple. And he has part of his jacket is open, so you can see his chest a little bit. And he has a silver metallic jaw. And he seems to be also waiting for you to speak with you as well. And other than that, at the moment, that is it.
What time of day is it?
Time of day, since you almost made it to the wall and you walked back, it's getting pretty close to nighttime.
Okay.
So early evening.
I think I saw that guy with the jaw talking with the gnome earlier. You know anything about them?
Yeah, he used to, I believe he traveled with Frizzle Procket on the way here. They seem to know each other somewhat well.
The man seems to notice that you guys are talking to yourselves, and he doesn't seem like he cares about your privacy, and he is walking up and he says, "Yes, I knew him." And he seems to have to hold the jaw up in place because there are no muscles to control it with, so he's using his fingers to hold the jaw in place.
Who are you?
He seems pretty. He's thinking, and he says, "Who are you?"
Just a farmer's son.
And then he thinks, and he seems pretty happy with your answer, and he says, "I'm a necromancer."
Were you teaching Frizzle? I know that he was interested in that sort of thing, it seemed.
He ponders and he says, "Yeah. Where is he, by the way?" He seems like he sort of knows something that he's not telling you, but he's trying to get the information from you.
Yeah, he got taken into the wall, so.
Shame. He had so much potential. And he reaches around his back and he pulls out a sack and he says, "This was for him." And he offers it to you.
I'll take it.
Alrighty. Do you wish to look inside?
Yes.
Alright. When you look inside, you see what looks like an animal heart, perhaps. And it's grayish in color, whereas usual hearts are flesh color. And that's what you see inside. It's an actual heart. It looks like it has the valves and everything.
Yeah. And what am I supposed to do with this heart here?
He puts his fingers on his chin again and he says, "I was hoping to teach him how to make those, but I guess I'll just give this one to you." And if you ask him again on what exactly it does, which I assume you would do, he describes that basically you open a creature up that is dead, and you remove the heart, and you put this thing in its place, and it brings it back to life as a servant of yours.
Oh, this is pretty convenient. How many of these could you make?
He puts his fingers on his chin and he's thinking, and then he says, "Not many, unfortunately. The magic levels here are quite low. I could maybe make one more within 2 or 3 months."
Any supplies or something that could help you do it faster?
He thinks, "Not around here."
Okay. So I'll definitely put this to use then.
And he says, "If you ever need any help identifying undead creatures, or perhaps making them, come talk to me." And he
So how long does that last if you're like animate a dead animal?
He turns and he says, "Try it and find out." And he just sort of waves you off as he walks away.
Okay. Well, I'll take away the grey animal art then in my bag.
Alrighty. You can add that to your items.
I did.
Okay. And there is the Lehman there. He's still waiting. If you guys wish to approach him, you can.
Yes, did you need something from us?
Okay, so this guy, he looks particularly strange. He is very, 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 very small, about 2 feet high, and his face looks like that of a spider monkey, and he's looking up at you, and he has really big round eyes, so he almost looks cute. And he says, "Yes, sir. The master wants to speak with you."
Then take us to him.
Okay. And he just sort of crawls along the ground like a little monkey, and you guys can follow him. And he even like climbs up on like rocks and things like a little monkey, and he leads you over to the to Lugus, which some of you have met before. He looks kind of like an eye, a humanoid eye with the long bony fingers and the sparsely haired face and things like that. And he just looks over. He just seems to be holding something in his bony fingers, and he's drinking. And he looks up as you come over, and he says, "Ah, yes, this is as good as ale, but it'll have to do." And he looks at you guys and he says, "Where is Snow?"
I'm sorry to be telling you, but he was consumed by the darkness.
His fingers seem to be shaking slightly, and he puts down the cup and he says, and he puts his hands like this, and his fingers are really long and bony, like the joints are really roundish, and he just puts his fingers like this and he says, "Shame. He had such potential." And he looks over you all and he says, "That one I don't recognize. Who is he?"
We just found him.
He came from the wall.
His eyes widen and he has yellowish eyes and they glow slightly. And he says, "Ooh, then this is good. Perhaps Snow isn't dead after all." And he looks over at this new hobgoblin companion that you have, and he says, "What is your name?"
It's Fizzleboom.
He nods and says, "Ah, such strange names some people have." And he reaches out his bony fingers and he says, "I am Lugus. Nice to meet you."
I reluctantly shake his hand.
All right. You do so, and his fingers are very thin and bony, and clammy, and it's not the most pleasant thing to touch. But he then puts his hands back into this position, and he seems to be sitting cross-legged, like a monk would if you were approaching a monk that was just meditating. And he is just sitting like this, and he says, "Do you have any special abilities I could teach you how to the way of the fist, an open palm?"
Do I have any special abilities, you ask?
Yes.
Well, I open up my bag and I start pulling out like little vials of all sorts of chemicals and stuff. So I can mix stuff. You just put this in here and this in here and stuff. You get cool stuff.
He nods. That's a shame. I was hoping to have a new pupil. And he just sits there and he says, "Also, just to let you I do have knowledge of the surrounding area. This is where our kind is from. So if you need any geographical help, I suppose I should say, we do have knowledge of the area." He continues to sit and he says, "Oh, and by the way, the green man, the large green man seems to be causing trouble. You may want to check in on him." He continues to have his hands like this, and he seems to be in meditative state. And
Me
doesn't
causing trouble?
sorry?
I'm causing trouble?
A much
No.
bigger green man than you.
Oh. Well, I am a
I'll
large
go.
green man-looking guy.
I'll go.
Well,
And-
before you go, Jaden, the supplies maybe have been gathered for the cure to the poison.
Oh yeah. I suppose we should help you first. Your friend has been down for a long time now.
Yeah, it's been a
Someone
while.
poisoned, they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of our characters went up to over there. You can see a temple. There were traps in it, and he was poisoned.
I might have something for that.
We've also been gathering supplies, but maybe you can help us as well.
All help is welcome.
Alrighty. So, Lugus returns to his meditative state. He doesn't seem to be responding to you anymore if you try to talk to him. Just seems like his way. So if you want to check in on Fisher, you can.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Also put this human down into the medical tent.
Yep, you can do that as well. And Fizzleboom, you are now at a medical tent, so you can put the dwarf down in a bed, so that way you don't have to.
I'll
Okay.
put the dwarf down in a bed. I didn't know I was still carrying him.
Yeah, you were still carrying him.
Your
So
muscles
you
are
can-
getting used to it.
You can put him down in the medical tent. So for Fizzleboom's sake, you see a human male, and he is on a bed, and he seems to be in a fitful dream-like state. And he seems unconscious, but he's moving slightly, like twitching back and forth as if he's in some sort of dream, and he can't get out of it. You can examine him if you wish, since
I
Fizzle
will.
hasn't seen him before.
Yes, I will examine him.
Alright, give me a medical check.
Not that I'm very good at medical checks, but
Can still try.
honey. 5.
You got 5?
Yeah.
You can.
Oh,
You can.
I guess
You
I
can.
should just type. Am I supposed to type him in?
Sorry.
Am I supposed to type him in the chat or not?
You don't have to. You can just tell me.
Okay. So yeah, 5.
Alrighty. So you can tell that he's poisoned, but you can't tell much else. Perhaps if they.
Well, you guys are right. He is poisoned. So,
Perhaps if you had some poison, some of the poison used on him, you can make an antidote. And it seems like placed next to his bed, there are some leaves, and you can attempt to identify them with advantage since you are an alchemist.
Doesn't we already know what they are?
He may, if he has to do a nature check on them.
No, I mean, Jaden, Mia, and Indaro would know what they
Well, yeah,
are.
you would know what they are, but he's just, if he wants to identify them by himself, he can just roll.
Yeah.
21.
So you do know what they are. They are simple healing herbs. So it seems like they prepared part of the antidote. You would need the poison. That's all
Do
you
you
would
guys
need
know
to.
what kind of poison?
Yeah, do we have
Say
the
what?
sample of the poison anywhere? Jaden, you know?
Yeah.
Mossbeard had it. Let's check his stuff.
You can
Yeah.
easily just pick it up off of his unconscious body at the moment. And it looks like a throwing dart with a tip that has poison in it.
So,
The poison dart, huh?
yeah. You think you can
Is
make
it
an
a
antidote?
specific kind of poison, or is it just a regular poison?
I am unsure.
Mossbeard did tell you that it was the poison of a spider, except for it was distilled. So it was more potent.
I'll relay that information.
I have a standard antitoxin, but I don't think that was going to be enough.
You know from your expertise that you can create an antitoxin from using this poison and those leaves that were gathered.
Oh, that I can make one?
Yeah, you can make one from the leaves that were gathered next to him and the poison that's in the dart.
All right. Well, if you guys give me a few hours, I can craft up a I think a thing that will take care of his poison. So I'll start taking all little tiny things out of my pouch and mixing stuff up, and I'll spend the next 2 hours concocting something.
Alrighty. So if you want to be around for role-playing stuff, you can, and just say that you did it later.
Okay.
Alright, so he is in the middle of mixing the poison, the antidote for the poison, so that guy will hopefully be fine from that. So what do you guys want to do next? Do you want to go visit the...
Yeah, I'll go talk to Rock Thrower.
Alrighty.
Make sure he's doing okay.
So for Fizzleboom's sake, a troll appears to be sitting on the edge of the camp, and it is holding its stomach, and it is growling loudly, going sort of like that. And he is just sitting there, being loud and obnoxious at the moment.
I'm not feeling any better.
What is wrong with this troll? How come he's not eating people?
He's pretty friendly actually, but he
only eats.
He ate some frog hands, and we think there is an egg in it. It seems to keep the host alive, but it feeds off of it.
That's real gross.
And from their description, they know what it is, so they can just easily tell you it's a slad. A slad. The troll has a slad egg in its stomach.
No, it should be.
Is that another knowledge nature?
We did get it out.
They already know that, so they can just tell you.
No, what's a slad though? Or did they already know that too?
They already know. They fought them.
It's just like a frog creature that, if it gets you with its claws, it will lay an egg under your skin.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Do you think?
Also, shouldn't the egg be out of Rock Thrower? Because we got it out.
The egg in Rock Thrower is still there. You can see that he is suffering from the symptoms. So apparently Sorry?
I thought only one egg could be in at the time, so that's all.
Yeah. You guys attempted to get the eggs out, but he ate an entire hand, so...
Oh, okay.
So there was multiple eggs, and some of them are still stuck.
Fizzle, you seem to be very handy with different materials and salves. Do you think you could help?
Surgery? It's really gross. I mean, as far as I know, I think. Do I know anything about trolls in particular before I say anything?
You can make a roll. You can make a nature roll. See if you know anything about trolls in particular.
Does it put the roll at the top there or the bottom?
Puts it at the top.
All right. So a 10. I don't think I know anything in particular.
You don't know anything that would differentiate between a regular person and a troll.
I wouldn't know. I don't know enough about Slad's physiology to be able to get rid of an egg, other than cutting this poor troll up and hoping he can survive the surgery and pulling it out.
As you are discussing this, something actually happens. From behind you guys, you notice a very dazed and very groggy Mossbeard is approaching you from behind. He says, "What happened?"
You got knocked out by that guy. And I point to the hobgoblin.
He
wasn't me.
draws his quarters.
I put my hands in the air. I say, it wasn't me. It was bad me.
Yeah, he was under the influence of the darkness.
He sort of calms down a bit and puts the staff next to him, and he says, "Fine." And he says, "What's wrong with this green guy?"
The egg is still inside of him. The Slad egg.
He visibly puts his hand over his face, and he just says, "Well, didn't you guys mention something about a sphere and a ritual?"
Yeah, we don't know how to use the ritual yet, though.
Perhaps we'll tomorrow have to investigate the temple. Though I'm not sure if I'll be. This stuff affected my head. Not sure if I'll be able to join you tomorrow or not, but. But maybe we'll investigate the temple tomorrow. See if we can figure something out about this ritual.
Indaro, didn't you find some papers along with the orb? Is there anything that talks about it?
There were some things with it, but I haven't had time to go through it yet.
Okay.
Can I quickly go over it and look for anything that might jump out?
There is a... Just a second, Josh is trying to get in, so just give me a second. But while I'm doing this, there is something that you found out earlier, and it was the ritual itself. And there is an altar that is described in the ritual, and the altar, you use the orb and you channel healing magic through it, and when you do that, then it activates the power within the orb, and it can heal people of different maladies. You're not sure how, but it describes the process. So if you wanted to, you would have to have some sort of healing magic that you could channel through it.
So you want to take some time with this moss bear, then try and use it?
He thinks intently. I think I can do something. I'm just gonna triple check his sheet. He has cure wounds and stuff like that, right? Or healing word, something like that. So he can do it. He can try. I'm just trying to get Josh in here. Should join at some point. Hopefully soon. Anyway, Mossbeard can he can cast a healing word through it over over Rock Thrower. So he gets Rock Thrower to lay down like in the ritual, and he holds the orb above Rock Thrower, and he starts channeling his healing abilities through it, and the orb begins to glow, and Rock Thrower begins to glow as well, and then something very strange happens that wasn't described in the ritual. A little orb floats above Rock Thrower and into the air, and it's a small glowing thing. You're not sure what it is, and it begins to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and as it's getting bigger, you can begin to notice that inside of it looks almost like one of the slad tadpoles, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and then eventually the orb breaks. Not the orb, the silver orb, but the orb that contained the slad. It breaks open, and the casing falls away, and a slad tadpole comes out, and it begins to get bigger and bigger and bigger, almost as if the orb is forcing it to grow. And
I think you should kill it.
And it's actually purple in color, which isn't a normal color for slats. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you see, as the ritual finishes, the small looking slad is just laying down on the ground, and it has no claws at all, and it's purple in color, and it's just a frog-like humanoid. It doesn't even look like it has any means to attack you with other than its bite. And it's just laying there unconscious, and Rock Thrower is better. He's fine now. Mossbeard says, "Well, that was odd." He gives back the orb.
Awesome. So should we destroy this slad before it becomes a serious problem for us?
Probably.
Here's
It doesn't look
Josh.
like a very nice slod, whatever.
Alright, so you guys notice another person stumbling up to you. It is the cloaked figure, the human.
How are you feeling?
Does he have his mic working? I assume not. We'll continue. He'll stumble up when he gets the chance to get his mic working. So it looks like Ben's attacking the slad. Is that what's happening, Ben? Is that why you're rolling attacks? Your microphone is muted if you're talking to me, Ben.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
I was gonna take it.
Yeah, I'll
All right.
attack too.
So you guys see him about to attack it.
I'll join him.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you guys are going to try to hit it. Just so Josh knows, your
Maybe we should
character.
capture first. It doesn't look hostile.
Just so Josh knows, your character is in a medical tent, just groggily waking up at the moment. And you hear something that sounds like fighting in the distance. You may want to approach that noise. So, as this is happening, you guys are attempting to attack it. I assume Ben's rolling to just hit it with his swords. How's everybody else hitting it?
Yeah, just with my sword.
I was trying to stop hitting.
Okay, so you're trying to stop them, but they're pushing forward. How was Zendaro attacking it?
With a firebolt, 19 to hit.
Alrighty. So it's unconscious, and as long as you're within range, you can hit him easily. Unless if you're using a ranged attack, but you can just walk up and hit him with a firebolt at close range. And when it gets hit, it screams and runs back away from you, and it
Do it.
seems to have not taken any damage at all.
Attacks.
Sure, you can attempt to attack it.
21.
Alrighty. You can roll damage. You guys can roll damage on all your hits, by the way, in case you didn't.
Oh, the other hits too?
Yeah.
I guess the 7 didn't hit.
The 7 didn't hit, no.
Yeah. But I would get sneak attack because he was in range with all the other.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 21.
So you guys can just. Alrighty. Everybody else?
I'll probably not attack it. See that Fizzle is kind of pained by doing it. By us doing that, ask him and just say that so many of these creatures have killed our kind from the camp. It's just so dangerous to have them around.
If we could tie him up and then see exactly if he's hostile.
Mm.
He looks harmless.
Alrighty, well, the other people already hit it, so it is awake at this point. And you do see the damage hit it, and it takes the damage, but then a couple seconds later, the damage is completely gone. All signs of damage. And it is currently awake, and it's looking around, and it rivets kind of like a frog. It goes, meep, and it looks sort of adolescent in size, and it is just sitting there and looks very confused as to what's happening right now.
Before anybody else makes another attack, I want to try to get between the slot and the rest of the party.
Alrighty.
It hits me in the back. Oh well, I guess I asked for it.
You are in between.
Yeah, I'll think my character would do the same.
Alrighty. So, the people who are trying to kill it,
And which,
you now have people in front of you trying to stop you from killing it.
I think we should wait to see if it's actually hostile. Fizzle has a good point.
yeah, hobgoblins are the nicest people, but I'm here.
Yeah, but you don't need humanoids to breed. Other humanoids and dying. Yeah.
That's true, but it's not breeding; it's a newborn.
What we know so far is that each slad had its own color, and they each do different things. We haven't seen a purple one yet. Could be different.
Would anyone know about purple? If we do a check, maybe.
You can attempt to roll nature.
I
That's
will roll a
20.
nature. I didn't roll a nature before on them. I just took you guys' word.
Got a 7.
Alright. Alright, so
Give
we
me a
don't need anybody else to roll. Ben's character got an at 20.
Okay.
You specifically know, Howler, that purple doesn't exist. Purple is not a slad color.
Okay.
So something very strange is happening.
So how many colors are there? Well, would I know all of the colors or?
With a natural 20, yes, you would. Let me just pull it up. Should be here. Here it is. All the colors are red, blue, green, gray, and one color that is blackish in hue, but it's called death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called death.
So
And it's blackish in color. There is no purple.
I'll tell everyone there about the 5 colors, and I've never heard about the purple before. I think we should kill it.
Could be good at nature. We don't know.
Can we kill it is the
It
question.
could be an anomaly, something strange. It could be a savior.
What if we hold it down and try chopping off his head? I think that'll work.
How we just talk to it?
Yeah, you talk to it. Ask it how we kill it.
I will try to talk
All right, go
as
ahead.
long as there's not immediate arrows flying at its face.
All right,
Hello,
go ahead.
I don't know if you guys can talk right at birth, but hello and how are you? And do you mean us harm?
It looks back and forth. It seems really confused. And you hear a voice in your head, and it says, What are you?
I speak out loud. I am not your mama. And I point to the troll. That is your mama.
It looks over, and it looks at itself. And it speaks into your mind again. It doesn't look like me.
That's where you came from. You were in its belly.
It seems even more confused and slightly agitated. But what am I? Who am I? And it puts its hands on its head and it seems really agitated.
You are here with friends. I don't want to hurt you.
Friends, we don't have friends. Friends don't exist. And it seems to be extremely upset.
Well,
I look over to the other guy that was aiding me. I don't remember his name
Yeah.
yet.
Jade, I'm here.
Jaden, and I can you help me? I don't know how to calm this thing down. I'm not really a empathetic person that much.
Is it talking to you?
It looks
Oh.
over, and as long as you don't attempt to prevent it, it is attempting to read your mind, Fizzle.
All right. I put unicorns and happy thoughts in my head.
It's just it reads your mind, and it sees that you're trying to get him, Jaden, to help you, and it just speaks to Jaden in his head and says, "Will you help me? What am I?"
You're a slad. You're a creature. Your parents were creatures that killed our kind. That's why some of us have the mind to kill you.
Okay, now anybody within range, it's going to attempt to read your mind. If you want to prevent it, just say, "I want to try to prevent it," and it's going to try to roll to read your mind.
Well, would I notice it trying to read my mind, or is it depending on my save?
You can feel a presence in your mind before it attempts to read your thoughts.
Then I'll shoot it.
Okay, so you're going to prevent it from reading your mind before you shoot it?
Well, if I notice it's trying to read my mind, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. Well, I'll do a roll first before you do that.
I would like to mentally try to prevent it from reading my mind.
Okay. So give me some rolls. Both of
Saving
you.
throws? Which one?
Kind of roll.
Wisdom.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Total of 20.
All right.
22.
All right. You both prevent it, and it feels that it's being prevented, and it notices that Howler is attempting to attack it, and it screams out in all of your minds. You just hear "Ah!" really loud, and it's overpowering almost. And I'm going to get everyone to make intelligence saving throws this time.
What kind?
Intelligence.
Okay. It's a 2.
2. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anybody who got over 15, which
Over 15 or at 15?
if you got 15, you would have saved as well.
I got 15 exactly.
Okay, so you hear the scream and you're fine. Everyone who got lower than 15, you are immobilized. You aren't able to do anything. Your mind is just so full of clutter, you can't move. So when
I try
Ben
to put in my mind that they're just scared.
and you hear in response, "So am I."
What did you say?
It responded with, "So am I." And those two, I think Indaro and Howler are on the ground holding your heads in pain.
Yeah, Endaro made it.
Oh, did he?
I failed.
Oh, okay. It was you. Sorry.
Me and Ben failed.
No.
So both of
Is
you are on.
Jaden on the ground too?
Yep,
Yeah.
Jaden's on the ground.
Well, I tell him, please stop, let me help my friend. And I try to go and help. Try to check I check the guy next to me. I don't know if there's anything I do.
Its screaming stops, and it just seems it has its face in its hands, and it's just rocking back and forth.
Oh.
Before anything else, it's like a child. I remember being scared myself when I was 4 and taken away. He's just really scared. Probably work this out with words.
Oh.
I'd hate to just murder something just because we're murderers.
All right.
I'd like to keep my thoughts to myself. I don't want to stay
Alright.
around.
All right. Let me interrupt here. Josh, is your mic working?
I was working just a second ago.
Hello, Josh. Give him a second. I don't hear you if you're attempting to talk. Not anymore.
Oh, I saw a thing for a second.
Okay, we hear your mic.
Yeah, we can hear.
We can hear noise over your mic.
Maybe your mic sensitivity isn't high enough or something like that.
Alrighty. Well, we'll give him another while to figure his stuff out. So, you guys are currently attempting to. I heard someone say it's only young, and you were scared when you were young, sort of thing. So we can continue from there.
I was saying, it's only a child. It doesn't know anything. It's new to the world. When I was taken, when I was a child, I was scared too. Give it some time. Maybe he won't. He won't. Hopefully, you don't want to hurt nobody.
I still think we should kill it. What do
As
you
long
think?
as it isn't hurting anyone, we can afford to try.
Fizzle, if you think you can take care of it, then I think the party will be okay if you keep an eye on it.
I try to impart to him
Just
that I understand that he communicates through his mind, but nobody wants to communicate except for me or Jaden. I think other people are uncomfortable with that.
It still has its face in its hands, and it says, "Okay." And it's just going to speak with you two for now, I guess. Unless if it's told otherwise. And for now, it is just... It still seems scared, but it's just sitting there, not doing anything.
There we go.
I looked at Jaden and says, I'm new here. I don't know where would be a safe place for him or someone, or us to take him to somebody. I doubt we'd want to take him with us wherever we decide to go. You guys seem like a rough bunch.
Just keep him away from the center.
The center of camp, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's where the big temple is, or the bottom of the stairs are.
Alrighty.
How's the troll doing, by the way? He was in pain. Is he still in pain?
He seems to have passed out.
Oh. But he's alive?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not
fine.
hearing him.
I'm not carrying him either.
Yeah, you can sleep here. It's fine.
So, you guys know anywhere where we could where this we could take Slod, because that's what we're naming him from now on. His name is Vlad the Slod. Yeah, there we go.
Would I know anywhere? Maybe in the ruins or somewhere?
Well, there is a place where no people are at the moment because it's too full of rubble, and you guys can just stay there in a ruined house or something if you want to hide him.
Yeah, I'll point them in that.
All right.
I'll point them in that direction.
Alrighty.
So I guess we'll go that way.
Alrighty. So you put him in a ruined house. He seems willing to come with you. He just doesn't seem very talkative at the moment. And he just sits wherever you tell him to sit, and he doesn't do anything else.
Stay here. Don't hurt anybody. And I'll leave some food for him.
Alright.
I guess I go with the other guys. I try to. I don't know who it would be that we talk to, like look out after it, or I don't know any of that stuff. So I leave it up to Jaden to figure out the dynamics of that situation.
And Jaden knows that the doppelgangers would be willing to guard him, and that the Lehman would also be willing to guard him, so.
I think I'd take him to the Lehman. They
Alright.
seem like monks, like
Oh, yeah, he
peaceful,
could be a
very peaceful
student.
people.
He'd be a student to the monk.
Alright, so if you wish to go to the Lehman, Lugus is just sitting there with his hands like this, and he says, "What is it now?"
Some strange magic happened, and now we have a purple slad baby, which apparently purple is not a color that exists in their race.
And he,
So you guys can hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
can you hear us?
That's
I can hear you guys.
good. Okay.
I can hear you guys. Nothing.
Alright, tell him to check his settings, and I'll continue. And Lugus is just sitting there with his hands like this, and he says, "Slad." He's going to attempt to make a knowledge roll. He doesn't know anything about it. He says, "Bring me to this slad creature." And he gets up from his cross-legged pose, and he's only about 3 feet tall, and he looks kind of like a Yoda in height, and he's ready to follow you if you guys are willing to take him.
Take the slad to whatever the guy is, the Lehman. Is that what you're saying?
He's going to follow you to him, to his location.
Oh. We will do so. I found you a student.
He laughs. "We'll see what kind of talents this kid has." And he has a walking stick, and he's using it to pull himself forward, kind of like Yoda would. And he's just walking.
I call him Vlad the Slad. That's the name I've picked so far. But maybe he might something else anyways.
He nods. Alright. Sounds good. And he just keeps going. And when you get to him, he will kneel down in front of him and get into the cross-legged pose again, right in front of the slad creature. And he'll put his hands like this, and he will close his eyes. And you guys don't hear anything, and you wait for like 5-6 minutes maybe. And Lugus gets up and looks at you and he says, "He'll be fine." And he walks over to the creature and he pats it on the shoulder. And he says, "So do you wish to hide him from the rest of the camp, or do you wish to be honest with him?"
I think honesty is necessary.
He nods. "Fine, I'll take care of
Honesty
it."
is good, but I do fear another howling reaction.
He nods and he says, "I'll take care of it." And he walks over to the small creature, and you don't hear any voices or anything. And the creature gets up and nods and follows him. And they go out to where the architect is. Or not architect, archaeologist, sorry. The archaeologist. And if you wish to follow them, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. Do you wish to follow him?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'll
So-
follow if the other party try to follow. Otherwise, I'll let them decide.
Alrighty. Well, I'll decide. You guys are following him, and as you follow him, and the creature gets a few looks from a few refugees here and there, but they don't immediately get frightened or anything. And they just are interested and continue to watch. And the Lugus is leading the way, and he's just using his staff to move forward, and the small creature is right beside him. And once he gets to the architect looks and immediately recognizes what this creature is. And he gets up, or what type of creature it is, not the coloring or anything, but he recognizes the species. He gets up immediately and he says, "Why are you bringing this into the camp? Who are you guys? Trying to kill us all?"
We're all refugees here.
He seems not too pleased, and he has his hands on this for Fizzle's sake. He has an actual wooden desk, like a with drawers and stuff on it, right out in the middle of the grass, in front of the temple. And he gets up and puts his hands on the desk, and this is a dwarf that you're talking to. And he says, "You sure, Lugus?" And Lugus is just standing there with his staff in front of him, and he says, "Yes, I have seen his mind. He is pure at heart." And the archaeologist is like, "This creature? It's from Limbo, and it's crazy. These things are always evil, and they always kill people and lay eggs in them." And then
And always not this color.
yeah, Lugus cuts him off and says, "This creature is different. Not sure why or how, but it is good." And the archaeologist just sits down and says, Fine, but if he kills someone, it's not on me. And he just sits down and continues looking at something that actually Indaro gave to him, the old moldy books, and he's currently looking them over. And Lugus says, it's settled. Everybody else will accept it as long as no one tells them that otherwise. We'll keep him with us. He will learn from us. Perhaps he will have a more evil side bubble up later on, and we'll try to help him control it, because that is what we do. And he just puts his arm around the small slad creature, and he pulls him along with him over to where their part of the refugee camp is. So if you guys wish to do anything, at this point it's pretty late in the day, so you can...
What time on the day is that? Because we can probably do the temple.
Well, it's pretty late at night, so you might want to get some rest before you go into the temple, but you probably are full health, so...
Down 4.
So you might be able to try to get in there if you want, but you could get some rest before you start, if you wish.
Can I...
Maybe. Okay.
Please.
No, you go ahead. It's fine.
Can I root around the camp for enough materials to cast the spell Find Familiar?
Alright, so you look around, and I did have the requirements there. Do you have the requirements in front of you?
Yes.
One is a brazier, I know that.
Yeah.
Brazier.
10 gold worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by fire in a brass brazier.
Alright, you can definitely get the charcoal from the fires, and you can get herbs just laying around. And as long as it doesn't say anything specific, you can just pick up grass and certain other plants. And the brazier is the only hard part, so give me an investigation for that.
Oh, not 20. Or 25.
Alright, so you go up near the temple. There's a building, and it's ruined, of course. And you look and you see, you look in the rubble, and you move some of the rubble out of the way because you saw something metal in there. And you take it out and you lift it up, and it's a fully intact brazier.
Awesome. Then that's what I spend my night doing.
Alright, you can do that. So you said you wanted an owl, right?
Yep.
Do you have like Fiend or Fae or whatever picked out?
Celestial.
Alrighty. So during the night you sort of set up the ritual, and like I said in the other game, you see in the distance something flying towards you, and when you finish the ritual, it's close enough to land on your arm. That's...
Perfect.
So I was gonna ask around if there was any sort of herbs or something I could use to create poisons, because I am proficient in poison kit.
Alrighty, you can do a survival check for...
Not looking myself, like asking around if anyone knows.
Oh, okay, so then investigation. Excuse me.
Investigation. Do I have that checked? Yeah. Yeah, I rolled that 2, +3.
Alright, so it takes you your entire night to find someone. because that just determined how long it took. So it takes your entire night, so you can't do anything else before you go to sleep. But you do find someone that it's one of your men, actually, and he said that he saw something that looked poisonous nearby, and he can point it out to you, and you can go get it before you go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alrighty, so you've harvested a poisonous plant of some sort. You haven't identified it yet.
Could I do that or
You can attempt to identify it with nature.
nature?
Yep.
Oh, I re-roll a natural once because I'm a halfling, so. I first rolled a natural 1 and then a natural 20.
Lucky you. So, you know what type of plant this is, and it can make a poison. I'll give you the stats for it a little bit later, but
Yeah.
it can make a pretty potent poison. It's I'll just say it's nightshade.
Nightshade.
Yeah. I'll give you the stats on the poison later.
Yeah.
Alright, so before anything else happens, Josh, can you speak? He says he can hear us, but now we can't hear him. Well, let's hope he figures it out before next session. So who's next? Who wants to do something next? Before they go to sleep, I guess.
Fizzle's next.
Alright.
I am next. Is that what you
Sure.
said?
Yep. Go ahead.
So, as you know my my class, and I can create alchemy items every the 8 hours that I rest. But I have to have gold piece cost. Is there a way I can scavenge for base materials?
What I'll say for that is that you can just find things nearby instead of using gold. So give me
Okay.
a nature check if you're looking for organic things. If you're looking for non-organic things, then give me an investigation.
I'm doing organic stuff, but they're both
Alrighty.
the same check anyway. So 11 for nature.
Alrighty, you find some basic healing potion components, and you find some basic acidic plants components, and you find some other components that you can use. What is it exactly that you're trying to make?
If the choice between two, I'll make I'll make a potion of healing tonight.
Alright, you've made it. You can make it with the ingredients that you find. And you can also make the antitoxin during the night.
Oh, okay.
The special antitoxin, that is.
All right.
Because you already had the components and everything, so you didn't have to look for them.
Right.
So, anybody else have anything they need to do before?
Yep. As Indaro is looking for his components and channeling his magical abilities, I'm going to be following him and kind of watching as he does all this stuff. And after he summons the owl, I'll just come and say, "This is amazing, Indaro. Magic seems very, very useful."
It is extremely, especially in a time when resources are so scarce.
Indaro, I'm not a very smart man, if you can even call me a man. But I am willing to learn. Could you teach me magic?
It would be my honor.
Just so you know, he's attempting to be Eldritch Knight, so
Yeah.
he's
Oh, okay.
so he wants to
He's role
learn.
playing it out.
So he wants to learn how to use some of the wizard spells.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
you can attempt to teach him proper form and stuff like that. So he gets that.
So did we level up to 4 or?
No, you're still at level 3.
Okay.
All right, let me try again. Josh, your mic working? All right, so Josh's character is just going to be resting for the night. He's still unconscious.
I thought he was mute. Maybe he's a mute character. Sign language. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, at least he can hear us now, so he can listen in. Either way, what happens next is you guys wake up, and currently there is nothing happening in particular.
I'll go talk to the archaeologist.
Alrighty, we got some mic activity from Josh. Is your mic working?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
That's good.
Alrighty, I'll introduce your character in a moment, and we'll just get everybody waking up first. So, what's the first thing you guys want to do when you wake up? So Ben wants to go see the archaeologist. Anything else, or do you guys just wish to join him?
I need to go place my bat creature in the food stores, wherever that may be, and take a look at the food
You
stores
just-
as well.
You just slept with it on your back the entire night.
Yeah. So you can definitely do that. It seems like there's someone there who used to be a butcher, and he's looking at you as you bring the thing over, and he's examining it a little bit, and he says, as long as we don't get the blood ducts, the digestive system in there, we can use this for a little bit of meat. He seems to know what kind of creature this is.
Okay.
So, if you don't wish to ask him what kind of creature it is, you can just continue on and do whatever you were going to do.
Nope. Just let him do his thing. He knows what he's doing.
Alrighty. He looks like he's getting a big butcher's knife, like to chop things with, and he's looking it over and he's getting it ready to chop up. So you assume you did a good thing by getting some food. And other than that, anybody else have anything that they need to do? I'm going to role play with Ben, so I'm waiting to do that. Anything else?
Other than I'll just daily do my daily things like prepare little bombs, throw some things in a vial, that kind of stuff.
Alrighty. Any other minor
The thing I was going to do was minor as well.
Alrighty, what was it?
I was just going to ask him if he could get some people looking for a nightshade.
Alrighty.
And I'll show him the herb.
Well, we're gonna do a little bit of a role play when you go to do that, so.
I would just like to look for
I could definitely aid.
Oh, please.
I was just telling Howard that I could definitely aid you looking for poison things. I know what they look like.
Yeah, but I'm not looking. Am I getting people to look for me?
Alrighty. So what was Indaro's thing?
Looking for any kind of spell books, because especially if I'm going to be teaching, then I want access to as much as possible. I also want to be copying some down. We can deal with what I find later, just that's what I'm doing. Because it'll be a while to copy it down, too.
Alrighty. So you can definitely look. While you're looking, though, you walk by the medical tents, and you notice that the human you rescued earlier is stirring a bit. And Josh, your character, the last thing that you remember is the memory I gave you, and now you're waking up in a medical tent.
I finally wake up and I immediately go for one of my weapons.
Your weapons are on you, so you can do that.
I look around and see where the hell am I?
Relax. You're safe, at least for the moment.
I would ask a little. Who are you?
My name is Indaro. And right now you're in one of the last cities that still exists. Not even city, it's a refugee camp. Do you remember the darkness?
No.
It's been consuming everything. Right now, this is the only safe place left. Can you stand?
Sadly, yes. Like I said, I'm dealing with that bloody darkness.
Come have a look around. You don't have to go very far to see the wall.
I did catch that. You broke up for a second.
Oh. Come have a look around the camp.
How long how long have I been here?
You've been resting for a day.
For a place to rest. I'm just glad to be this for a bit.
Say again?
My Geodor, by the way.
You're breaking up. I can't get that.
My name is Geodor, by the way.
It's good to meet you.
Likewise.
All right. And as you are looking at him, he seems to be laying next to a pile of abandoned papers, and they're just all blank. So you could make a makeshift book out of these.
What kind of makeshift?
Like, just sort of put the book together in a. Basically, like, if he had glue, he would be able to make a book, but it's not put together properly.
Well, for now, I'll just gather that up, and Jaden and I can work on that later.
Alrighty. So you can take him along with you. And what? Sorry?
I was saying my character would get up before doing anything else.
All right. He gets up. Alrighty. So what we're gonna do is have you guys meet up with the rest of the group as Howler goes to talk to the archaeologist. And the archaeologist he's sort of he seems to have slept in that chair next to the desk, and he's currently sleeping.
I'll poke him with my dagger. The backside.
He goes, hi, what do you guys want?
No, it's just me now. But I'm looking for some nightshade. This plant there. I'll show him.
He looks at it. Seems like you're attempting to make some poisons.
That's right.
Good choice. Good choice. He gives it back. I'll get somebody on it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Alright. So, everybody else is there behind Howler, if you wish to say something to him. And Indaro does notice that he does have those moldy books out, if he wishes to ask about those.
What have you been up to? Seems like you were burning the midnight oil, as it were.
He goes, yeah, these books are interesting. I wish that I could get the rest of this. He starts brushing off the mold. And as you watch, as he removes the mold, part of the page reforms as if your spell was just delayed by the mold. And he's like, oh, this is interesting. Why is it doing this? And he continues to remove the mold from the rest of the book. And that particular book reforms completely. He's like, oh, interesting. Well, these books seem to be about, some of them seem to be different chronologuing different events that happened in the area. And some of them seem to be about different subjects. Seems like they had the philosophers around here. So I'll let you know if I get anything useful from these. And he puts the book down and he starts doing the same thing with the other books, and it seems like it's working. It's fixing them all.
Please tell us what you find.
He nods, and he takes out the. I don't know. Did you give him the compendium or the compendium of monsters book?
Oh no, that I was keeping to review myself.
Alrighty. Well, he says, all right, I'll let you know if I get anything. And he just sort of sits up and he takes out these things that you've never seen before. They're sort of glasses, and he just puts them on his face and he just coughs and he continues looking at the books. You guys can go past him if you wish.
I'll ask the group, so what do we want to do today? Go to the wall or search the temple?
Maybe the temple today, if the wall hasn't encroached anymore.
We'll
You
probably
guys-
find Moss Bear up at the top waiting as always.
You can go up to the top, like you usually do, to have a look.
Yep.
Sure.
Alright. So you guys head up to the top. And as you're heading up to the top, you notice that Mossbeard is indeed standing there. And he is just meditating in front of the statue of the Stone Mother. And he just seems in deep contemplation, unless you disturb him. And if you wish to look at the progress of the wall, I need everybody to make perception checks. And you can write it on the side what you get for your perception. Alrighty. We need Fizzles, and we need Josh's character, too. There we go. Josh's character's in.
You need my character?
Yeah, everybody's making perception checks.
Oh, okay. I did not hear that. I was reading something and I didn't see.
Alrighty.
Is it? I was reading something in my book in the game too. I got a 5.
You got a 5? Alrighty. So Josh's character, he notices. Well, he hasn't actually seen this before, so I'll describe it in detail. It's basically a circular encompassment around the temple area that you are currently at. The temple area, it's sort of like a ziggurat type structure, so it has like levels to it, like that. And there is a dragon statue all wrapping around it, European, or not European, Asian style dragon is wrapped around it, and it's silver in color. And the area outside you are currently encompassed in a shadow wall, and you can see it all the way around from up here. And the wall itself, based on your 17, you can see that the tentacles are moving now on top of the wall, and there's still a hole in the wall from where you guys last saw it. So beyond that, at a particular point, there is a hole in the wall. It's very, very thin from where you are, and you can see past it, and there are 2 large black balls beyond it. And other than that, from here, that's all you can see.
Has it gotten much closer? The wall?
It hasn't gotten any closer. So with that information, you guys can proceed. Do you guys want to explore the temple? Or did you want to talk to Mossbeard, or?
Why not? Why not? Both.
Sure, if you want to. So who's going to approach Mossbeard?
Yeah, I guess I will.
Alrighty. So you approach Mossbeard. He seems to be intently with his eyes closed, just in some sort of meditative state. And as you approach him, he seems to notice your presence, and he turns to you and says, I am still weak, but I've been talking with the Stone Mother, and she says that perhaps we could figure out a way to do more damage to the wall. And he looks at the statue, and he looks back and he says, I may take another team of people out to have a look and scout around the wall today. Sorry if you needed me, but I think the Stone Mother thinks that this might be a bit more useful.
Be careful out there.
He sort of
Before we leave, you want to meet the other guy that knocked you out yesterday? And I point towards the other guy, the human.
This time he doesn't ready his weapon, but this time he's sort of like, hey there. So you were covered in shadow as well.
Sadly, yes.
He nods. Well, at least we can free people from beyond the wall. It is good news.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he nods. And he looks back to Jaden, and he says, he reaches out his hand to, he looks like he's going for like the handshake where you grab the forearm
Yeah.
to Jaden.
Yeah, I'll take that hand. And
All right,
just
so he
protect the people out there. Yeah.
He grasps your forearm like this, and for the shake, and he just sort of shakes your forearm, and he says, I'm going to see if the Lehman and the doppelgangers want to send a party out with me.
Protect those people.
He says, will do. And he starts heading down the steps.
So I'll ask everyone what they want to do, because the wall seems to be moving again. It won't stop forever, just because we punched out part of it.
We did elect Indaro the leader, so he can make a final decision if people are unsure.
I say
I think I will just follow you guys along since I know you so
Alrighty.
far.
I think we just need to check out the temple.
Yeah, I thought too, because I took me a shadow so long. I just wanted to walk around and see what there is to see.
I say we should stop the wall again and then search the temple.
But it's not encroaching right now. I mean, it is somewhat active, but for now, if people are going out to check it, we may as well secure the location we already are focused on.
We already saw one miraculous thing come out of it. We found the orb and we healed somebody from it. If we can learn more about this, we might be able to have some good come from it.
All right. So, final word is the temple.
Unless someone strongly objects.
After you then.
All right. So there are 2 levels of the temple that are currently unexplored. Do you wish to start from the bottom or get the second level?
I think second level. We've been going top down so far, so we may as well continue as we were.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So as you go down the temple, there is a few doors, quite a few doors, entering into this level. Which door do you wish to start on?
Should we just split up and go faster? I mean, we can call out if anything happens.
Yeah. As we explore, my in case there's any trouble.
I point at one of the doors and I say, I take that one.
I think we should just all go in the same direction.
Alrighty.
How many doors were there?
That's a good idea because in case
Alrighty. Well, what I'm going to say here is, right from here, while you guys are having a hard time making a decision, there are 5 doors on each side of the staircase.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I'll go in that one and I'll come running out if anything happens. You'll hear me.
best expect the worst. Sounds
Sorry, that was a bit gargled for me.
This exists. Hope for the best. Expect the worst.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, are you guys going to follow Howler or?
Yes.
All right.
I'm going
So-
stealth.
All right. You can roll stealth if you wish. All right, great. Is anybody else going to roll stealth or?
Let's see.
I'll just go in loud and proud.
Alrighty.
I'll just head back. Still going with the group, but farther back, so if anything does happen, I'm not the one giving everyone away.
Yeah. From what the archaeologist said, that this is supposed to be the priest rooms. I don't
I'll
expect
stay
too
in the
much.
rear half of the party, but not all the way in the back.
All right.
I'll go pretty much in front.
So basically, how I'm going to set this up is that Ben is like 30 or 40 feet ahead of you, and he's going stealthily, and everybody else is just sort of in a clump behind him.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair enough. So you, Ben is walking in forward, and you're just going through the door.
Yeah, I'll open it quietly.
There is no actual door in the doorway. It's just a doorway.
Oh.
So you can
yeah.
just walk in.
Well, I'll look for traps, of course.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's investigation.
Yeah.
13.
You don't notice any traps.
Then I'll keep moving quietly.
All right. So you're going, just so everybody can keep track, you're going in the leftmost door.
Yeah.
And you enter in, and it seems like the 5 other doors on this side are connected to the same room. So when you walk in, you can see the light from the other doors as you're going in. So those the doors on this left side are all connected to the same larger room, seems like. And you go in, and it's quite dark in there. So unless if you have dark vision, then you might want to light a torch.
I do not have dark vision.
So you may want to light a torch, unless if you want to remain stealthy, you can not light a torch, but you'll be feeling you're around in the dark.
Yeah, I guess I'll wait till the party catches up.
Alrighty. He waits for everybody else, and any humans in the party would notice that you can't see. Which we have mostly humans, so. I don't know if hobgoblins have dark vision or not, but.
They do.
So you're the only one who can see, unless someone lights a torch. And you guys would
I
have
can see
torches.
60 feet.
I can also see via my familiar now.
Cool. So you have a bit of dark vision, I guess.
120 feet.
Wow.
Owls
So
are the best.
alright. So if anybody else wants to light a torch, they can. But otherwise, you can't see. You can just lean on somebody else. Or sorry.
I won't light a torch, but I'll just stay close to the group.
All right. So everybody who can't see is just going to remain close to each other, I suppose. That's fine.
I'm going to try. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm going to try kind of waving my hands as I've seen Indaro do for Fireball, and just try and go forward. But well, if I can see what happens, then just nothing comes out. I just try and feel my way around the place and to the stone and accidentally cast light on it.
All right. So you cast light on a random stone.
Yep.
It's on the ground, so you can pick it up if you wish.
Yeah, I'll just use that as a torch.
Cool. So you now have a stone with light cast on it, and what you see, and everybody else who had dark vision could see this already, is a larger open room, and at the back, if is Indaro can see this because he has 120. So at the back, you see like there are a few areas that are walled off, and they have doorways with no doors in them, so you could, in theory, go see through them, but you can't see like anything within that range. And you can't see the back wall yet, so it's quite far away. And you can see it's just an open area with lots of braziers and other tools used for like rituals and things like that. Most of the tools for rituals, like if they were made of organic components, they're rotten. And anything else? Nope, not in this, not yet. You don't see anything else yet. So you would have to continue forward in order to see anything else.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure food.
Alrighty. So what we're going to do is from here is, as you continue along, Indaro can see quite far away. So you see that there is a wall as you walk a little bit forward, and you can see that there are two sectioned off rooms on either side.
Sectioned off, but are they accessible? Do they have open doorways or something?
Yeah, there's doorways and with no doors in them, so you can go in them if you wish.
Let's check out the first one.
All right, so we'll start with the one on the left, and the one on the left seems to have a lot of braziers set in a circular pattern. Like there's one at certain points on the circle, and it seems like something was drawn there, but it's sort of faded, and the circle takes up most of the room. The room is like 50 by 50. So perhaps this was some sort of ritual room.
Are there any markings in the circle or any indication of what was being done here?
There are little bits of chalk markings, but you would have to roll in order to discern if you can figure out the shape.
Sure, that would
And
be Arcana.
Yeah, Arcana.
How's a 16?
16? So, just let me see here. It looks like someone was doing a teleportation ritual in this room.
Huh.
So it's like a teleportation circle. You think that the braziers are for enhancing magic? So this area is lower in magic than the areas that other people went to, so maybe this was their way to enhance the ability.
Can I
Should we like-
inspect the contents of the braziers to figure out what was being burned?
You certainly can. I'll give you an investigation to see what's in it.
It's a 15.
Alright, it looks similar to what you burned to get your familiar, except for slightly different components, and it seems like it's to enhance magic in the area. So, it's definitely someone wanted to enhance the magic for this teleportation circle.
Gonna make a note of what those things are.
Alright.
They could be they could be trying to get something big.
There's certainly speculations you can make about that. So that's all that's in this room. It seemed like a pretty plain room. Maybe you suspect that maybe in this room there was like wooden furniture or something, or perhaps something like that, but it seems like it's all gone. Whatever it was that was in this room, in the bigger room. So you're unsure as to why it's just big and empty.
Does it look like it's been used recently, or has been neglected for a long time?
It's been there for thousands of years, maybe. Just from a basic guess.
No, I mean, I'm also about does it look like it's been recently? And
Oh, used recently? No, it doesn't
Yeah.
look like it's been used recently.
okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, sorry. So, anything else you want to do in that little room or in the big room for now?
Does the furniture look comfy?
There is no furniture.
Okay. It was gone. Yeah.
Yeah, you do remember that the other rooms in this place did have stone furniture. This has no furniture whatsoever.
Yeah.
So perhaps it had wooden furniture, you're not sure. Because it has been thousands of years since this temple has been used.
Probably degraded by now.
Yeah. So you can go into the other room if you wish. The other side room? I assume you would.
Yeah, let's have a look.
All right. So you enter the other side room, and Howler, in particular, thinks that there's something odd about this room. You don't see anything within the room apparent, but Howler he's getting like a sixth sense sort of feeling about this room.
I'll whisper to Jaden, give me the rock.
I'll hand over my rock.
I'll throw it in the room.
Alrighty. You throw it into the room, and you see. Just a second. You see a few figures in the room, but they seem translucent. And the figures are just standing there, and they aren't moving or reacting to you in any way. They just sort of seem to be standing straight with their head directly down, and they seem to be wearing a robe of some sort.
I'll ready an action.
Alrighty. That's fine.
Make sure I grip my sword tight and I continue. I'll watch them. They come to
Alrighty.
life.
Fair enough. In Darrow, you do see these figures. So you do see them. Everybody else sees them as well.
Yeah. I'm going to
That's
ready a spell for as soon as they display any hostile actions.
Alrighty. Does anybody enter the room?
Yeah, I'm going to go in and I'll offer my hand in a handshake.
Brave
And just
action.
kind of, yeah.
Alright. So you attempt to enter the room, and as you do, the figures, there's 4 of them, 2 on either side of the room, and the door is in the middle. So you can see them on either side, and you look at them and you walk in, and as soon as you cross the threshold of the door, they turn around and look directly into the middle of the room, and they move their arms like this and put their hands into their sleeves on either side, and they just look like they're looking forward. They aren't looking towards you at all. And if you attempt to reach out and shake their hand or something, your hand just passes right through them.
I'm going to see where they're looking.
That's creepy.
Go ahead.
You said that's creepy.
Oh, yeah.
So if you attempt to look to where they're looking at, they are just looking at each other, like across. It's like they're just looking at each other across the way. They aren't looking at anything in particular in the room.
Okay. I guess I'll just look around in the room then.
Alrighty. Give me an investigation.
Okay. That is 14.
Alrighty, so you're looking at the walls and you're looking at the floor. This room is oddly empty. And as you're looking, you notice that there is let's see here. You notice that there's a small, it looks like a piece of wood almost, except for it's not made of wood, it's made of metal. And it's sticking out of the wall, just a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of wood, like an inch out of the wood, out of the stone of the wall.
I'm going to go tug on it, see if it moves in any way.
As soon as you put your fingers on it, the figures move slightly, and they move back towards the wall that they were facing away from. So they have their back to the wall, and where the piece of metal is on directly away from the door. So you put your fingers on it, attempting to do something, and the figures move back to the wall, put their backs to the wall, and they take their hands out of their sleeves, and they seem to be motioning in some sort of strange way, and they speak. Does anybody speak Celestial? No? I assume not. So they start singing a hymn. It sounds kind of angelic in nature. And they are just sort of moving their hands in a circular motion. And then they move their hands up and down. You're not too sure. You can attempt to, with religion, you can attempt to identify what they're doing, if you
Sure.
wish.
Okay, I got a 5.
I got a 16.
Right. All right. Ben got a 13. I guess the others don't have to check if they don't want to.
I don't have religion. I don't have religion.
Alrighty, that's fine. You don't have to. So with the 16, you get that they seem to be doing some sort of classic ritual to. It's an ancient ritual that they would do for, say, letting people know that they are of the same religion. So that you have to do it in a very particular manner, and it allows them to know that you are of the correct stance within the religion. If you do it differently, then they would assume that you're of a different sect or of a different religion. So the way that it seems like they are doing this sort of greeting ritual, if you will. And if Jaden takes his fingers off the piece of metal, they stop and return back to the normal position.
Okay. I think I found the choir practice room, everybody.
Yep.
You know anything about them?
Yeah. I have a feeling if we try to do what they dance and we fail, it would probably end badly for us.
Can you say that one more time? It's going to cut out.
If we try to do what they do and we fail, I have a feeling it would end badly for us.
So he basically relayed the information, right?
So maybe.
Yeah, you guys. Indaro got that, so he can tell you guys that what they're doing is some sort of religious ritual, like a greeting ritual.
Can I attempt to fake one, like I'm from some other religion?
You can attempt to genuflect if you wish. You have to do a performance check.
Yeah.
So if you do a performance check, you can attempt to do what they were doing. Oh no.
No.
So you walk into the room and you walk up to one of the spectral figures, I assume, and you attempt to do what they were doing, but you sort of do different moves and different singing than they do, and they immediately their form turns red, and they attempt to. They all use their hands like this, and they go like this, and you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
11.
All right. They try. Basically, your mind is filled with pictures of like demons and evil things and lots of scary demons and devils and things like that. And you are now currently afraid of them.
Of them?
Yes, of the figures in the room.
I'll just run out the corridor and hide behind the wall then.
Alrighty. So you guys all see this happen. You can ask him what happened.
They say they get physically attacked.
What?
He's saying at least they didn't physically attack.
Yeah.
How powerful these guys are.
I'm going to take my light rock and just quickly go through all the rooms, not necessarily with everybody else, but just to make sure that there's no danger, not really looking for any particular signs or anything symbolic around the rooms, just for enemy creatures.
Alright, so there's the large room in this side, and there's the other room that you were already in with the teleportation circle that Indaro determined it was, and the only other room on this side that's visible at the moment. You don't see any other rooms other than the room with the ghostly figures in it.
Okay.
If you went on the right side of the temple, you might be able to get into other rooms, but you might not want to do that.
Yeah, I'll stick with the group for this big section.
Yeah. So you guys notice that Howler is no longer next to you guys. You don't notice anything else. So he is gone. Is there any other ideas for this room? Or does someone want to go get Howler or...
Hey,
Are you going to try? Or... Sorry, you got a little gargled. Alrighty. Is anybody else going to do something?
I have a question. I'm
Alright.
sitting back being quiet. From my background history, just a question: would I have recognized the greeting they used?
Not just from your background, no.
Okay. So I wouldn't do anything. But I guess I can go see if Howler's alright.
Yeah, you go out the door and he seems to have just left the area. After you left the temple, went outside the room, you were no longer scared, but every time you try to go back into the temple room, you again have that same feeling rush over you.
that would be a handy spell to have.
So it seems like this might be some sort of countermeasure to prevent people from doing whatever that thing in that room is.
Yeah, but the question is it worth it to uh
Is it worth it to do the thing?
is the what the garden is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Well, you don't know. You don't know what happens when you complete this task, whatever the task is. So
That's true too, but or could someone big and bad.
Does this thing have any historical significance? Maybe.
you can roll history to see if it does.
6.
You have no idea.
Nope.
You're just completely unsure if it has any
But
historical.
better safe than sorry. We should leave those incorporeal things alone, guys.
You can do that, Ben, if you wish.
Yeah, I'll just start making my way down there while everybody is in the temple.
Yeah,
Sorry?
I agree. It's yeah, I agree. We definitely leave this room for later if we want to.
Alright, so just to check, does anybody else want to attempt to do what Howler did?
Nope.
Or
No.
Not really.
alrighty.
No.
Ready to check out the next section?
Alrighty,
Alright.
well, while you guys are attempting to go to the next room, Howler, you manage to find the necromancer guy. And he just looks like he's sitting next to a cooking pot waiting to get some food.
I'll ask him, do you have a lot of experience dealing with ghosts?
He chuckles and he turns to you and says, "Would I be a necromancer if I didn't?"
I thought so. There's 4 ghosts up in a temple. I was wondering if you could control or kill them.
He seems genuinely excited, and he immediately gets up and he is ready to follow you. And he's like, "Show me. Where?"
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, so if you escort him up, so you guys, as you're leaving that area, you see Howler coming up the stairs, and he has the necromancer guy with him.
I wish the necromancer good luck.
He nods at you and he says, "All right." And he continues to go unless if any of you guys stop him.
No, he can knock himself out.
I'm just going to go to the next section and just clear of any bad guys. I'm not looking for anything particular.
All right. So just we're going since we're splitting up a little bit. I'm going to get Howler to roll a d20, and I'm going to get Indaro to roll a d20 and tell me the results.
No modifiers,
No modifiers.
just a straight. Yeah.
12.
9.
Alright, so we're going with Indaro first. So as you're going through the other side, you see, if you go in the rightmost door, which for simplicity's sake I'm going to say you go through the rightmost door, and you see that it's similar in shape, but this one has a bunch of stone furniture, but underneath it seems like these aren't built into the floor or anything. It seems like these are able to move. And the furniture seems to be completely disorganized. And there are no two separate rooms. There's just the one large room. Right? And I see that it's a good time for us to stop. Sure, we can stop here. So for next time, just keep in mind that there is furniture that's movable, and it's a completely open room on this side. And
Did we
pick
want
this up.
to ask if people want to start earlier? Like 1 hour earlier?
Oh, sure. Are you guys okay with starting at 12 instead of 1 MST?
Sure.
That's good for me.
Right. All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. There you got your answer.
All right, cool. We can do a little bit more.
All right. So I'm just gonna turn off the stream.